claims that she got him kicked out of the military and destroyed his dream to serve his country. Now they're asking me to determine who's the biggest loser in this marriage and how to even the score.
Divorce court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Lynn Toler presiding.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here today with Craig Knight and Desiree Knight. The two of you have been together for a year and a half, married for a year and a half, but don't want to be married anymore. You have one child together, one on the way, and you have one child from a previous relationship. Mr. and Mrs. Knight, you're only 23 years old, both of you. Virtual babies. Mr. Knight, why don't you tell me how your relationship got started?
Well, first of all, how you doing, Your Honor?
I'm doing all right.
That's good. Well, I met Desiree through a mutual friend. I was in the military, and I saw her dealing with one guy, and she wasn't being treated right, so I met her, and I started talking to her, and we eventually got married within the next 14 days.
14 days, is that accurate?
Yes, ma'am.
What did he say to you in 14 days that said, I'm gonna marry this dude? I'm gonna get in, God no, 14 days. I'm gonna go to his house, get into bed with him, go to sleep, close my eyes, don't know him that well, but I'm gonna do that. What made you say that?
Your Honor, he was just charming. He just wouldn't leave me alone. When he first asked for my number, I didn't want to give it to him, but he was consistent with it. He just wouldn't stop asking.
He couldn't have been too consistent. It only took him 2 weeks.
And then he made sure that I was okay with everything. Like, if me or my daughter needed anything, he made sure that we got what we needed when we needed it.
After 14 days, you moved you and your daughter into this man's house and gave him your life. Gave him your life. Got married, tied the knot, went off and had more. I get it. Sometimes we don't know. You can meet the person that you're going to be with for the next 50 years tomorrow. But just logically thinking about it, after 14 days, bro, there's no way. There's no way you can know a person that much that'll make you feel comfortable enough to make them lifelike. That's a lifelong decision. You made in 14 days. Some people take 14 years to figure out if they gonna get married. 14 months or so. It ain't no time limit, man.
What made you want to do it in 14 days?
Well, Your Honor, you know, she was pretty, and I saw, like, okay, I like her. And when I first started talking to her, she had a cool personality. And then also, the military gives you incentives for having kids or being married.
There we go.
So I was like, you know, I might as well.
You saw an extra paycheck in there.
Not necessarily. I might as well, you know, I said to myself, I might as well go ahead and marry her because it'd be a win-win for me. She's pretty. She has a good personality. I won't have a horrible wife.
Did he talk about the extra check
No, Your
while
Honor.
he was courting you?
No, Your Honor, no. And that's what's crazy that he just said that, because when I would tell people that, he was like, no, that's not the reason at all. That's not the reason at all. But I kind of knew in the beginning, but I didn't want to believe it. So I just, you know, okay, I'm just going to get married because I know he loves me, and because he kept saying it. And if he isn't fully in love, I know he will be.
Y'all scared me to death. Got pregnant soon thereafter then.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. When did you start to realize things weren't working out?
The third week.
So everything was good for a while, and then I just started realizing her attitude was crazy. Every little thing was an argument. Like, it could be, oh, who let the cereal out? Oh, I'm sorry. And she'd just blow up. And I wasn't raised like that. I never had anybody have an attitude like that.
Do you have an outsized attitude and an anger issue?
No, Your Honor, I don't think so. I mean,
I don't think so. Uh-oh, that's not a good sign.
My attitude is bad times, but no, Craig is not telling the full truth. He eggs me on. He'll say certain stuff to make me mad and then wonder why I'm mad. Or
give me an example.
Certain stuff. For instance, he'll come home and he'll say little slick stuff like, oh, this girl tried to talk to me. Oh, I need some pictures for my desk so that I can put it up on my desk because these girls be trying to talk to me. But I tell them I'm married when he's lying. He didn't tell them that he's really married.
Do you do that kind of thing?
Your Honor, most of the time I'm joking. She just doesn't understand that it's a joke.
That it's a joke.
She takes things too literally, and she doesn't.
Well, I understand you told everybody at the wedding that you married her because she was pregnant. And that wasn't true.
Your Honor, that's a lie. That's not true. See,
That didn't happen?
No, Your Honor, he's lying.
No.
Okay, so my family had a reception for us after we got married. At the reception, the first thing he blurts out is, "Oh, Desiree's pregnant." Of course, I know he was a jokester, so I didn't even pay no mind. It's whatever. I didn't think my family would believe him. So my uncle started asking me about it, and I'm like, "No, I'm not pregnant. I'm not pregnant." Well, months down the line, family asked about it, and Craig goes, "Oh, well, she had a miscarriage."
Did you do all?
You don't play like that, bro. You don't play like that. There's a lot of women out here, bro, and that take a toll on them, bro. You don't play with no miscarriage, man. Shout out to the ladies out there that then attempted to have that kid and you know, the unfortunate happened, man. This for y'all, man. We love y'all, man. But you don't play like that, bro.
All that?
But I was never
For
pregnant.
no particular reason whatsoever?
Your Honor, I did tell her family that she was pregnant, but it was supposed to be a joke. It wasn't supposed to get out of hand like that. But I didn't make her say that it was a miscarriage.
You see what I mean, Your
I
Honor?
didn't make her say
Oh, I
that.
see exactly what you mean.
I didn't make her say that. That was her doing.
Mr. Knight, tell me about getting kicked out of the military.
Okay. That's a big issue for me because I had served 4 years at the time that I met Desiree, and everything was going good. You know, everybody gets in trouble in the military. Nobody has a perfect track record, but
Right.
It was just for things like being late or, you know, not listening, not doing what I'm supposed to do. So I met her during my punishment, which is extra duty. Basically, they give you no time to do whatever you want. You're at work from 5 in the morning till 12 at night.
Right.
So everything's going good, and then me and Desiree get into an incident. I come home late from out with my buddies one night, real
They must
late.
give you time to do something. You were out with your buddies, but go ahead.
I come home late, real late, and she hides my game system, and I can't find it. So of course I ask her, where is it? She claims she doesn't have it, so I end up finding it, and she ended up breaking it on the living room floor, and I was highly upset. We ended up arguing about it for like an hour. Neighbors hear us. She ends up calling the cops because she wants me to leave the house, and I'm telling her, no, I'm not gonna leave the house because we both live here. We could just, you know, leave each other alone.
Man, he went off on her. He looked like the type. She probably broke the Call of Duty, and while he was in the middle of a ranked match or something like that, he lost his fucking mind. That's why he called the police. Now, it still don't make it right. Like, she still shouldn't be breaking his game or nothing, but bro looked like he probably lost his mind when she dropped the PS5. But back to her, bro. Don't chill out. Chill out. Like like not to the point where we get to breaking each other's stuff and hitting each other. Now, whenever you feel like it's time that you gotta put hands on something to somebody, bro, just go ahead and get up out of there. Because at the end of the day, if we married or not, that's not yours. That doesn't belong to you. Even if that's not yours, leave that alone. Leave it alone.
So it backfires on her. They end up taking her to jail because I had scratches on me, which of course she did not do, but they didn't
Did you
believe.
tell them that?
Yes, they didn't believe her because she wasn't cooperating. She had an attitude because she called
Were
them
you
to take
loud
me
and
to win.
poppy when the
No,
police
that's
came?
not true, Your Honor. That's not true. They told me he told them that I did the scratches, but he got it at basketball.
Yeah. Well, we know we can't believe anything he says anyway.
The point is, actually, that's what I was trying to explain to them.
Stories, so we don't understand. We don't really know what happened, do we? How did the military respond to what happened?
Well, once they got wind of, you know, the situation that happened, the cops being called, they don't deal with anything with the cops because they feel like, you know, you're going to be a continuous problem and that they invested all this money into you have to go. So they end up getting wind of it, and they give me a little ultimatum, either get rid of her or that's your career. Of course, her being my wife, I loved her, so I was like, okay, I'm not going to choose this over my wife. So I end up getting out of the military.
Shout out to bro, man. He one of the rare few that'll choose the woman over the bag. And it ain't nothing wrong. We all, as men, bro, we gotta make our own decisions and do what's best for us. And he took his family, he took his wife and his kids and all of that, bro. Shout out to him. Can't be mad at that. Can't be mad at that.
Even though it was a general discharge, I didn't, you know, my dream was to retire from the military.
Right. Is that an accurate recitation of what occurred?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you mad at her about it?
Sometimes I do bring it up in arguments, like, you know, she says, oh, well, you know, you're not working right now, you know, blah, blah, blah. I'll be like, okay, I would be working if you wouldn't
hadn't
have
called the police
right.
because you wanted me to lead out.
Right.
Your Honor.
Does he do that?
Yes, Your Honor, but in my defense, I feel as though he could have fought it. He he didn't try to stay in the military hard enough, in my opinion.
I think he understood his goose was cooked by that phone call.
Right.
Tell me, do you have any stories that you want to tell me about the level of her anger, specific stories that would lead me to believe that she's just off the chain?
Of course, I have multiple stories. One time, she got mad over a little simple thing. I forgot what it was. She broke a 50-inch TV.
Your Honor, that's a lot.
She broke a 50-inch TV that cost me $400, and I was highly upset about it. Well, of course, you know, her being my wife, I didn't do anything.
Well, you should, because that's the second thing. He done said that she done broke the PS5, the Xbox 360, a 50-inch TV. Man, she need a Best Buy account to replace all of that. When the fuck was your antennas gonna go up and tell you that it was time for you to go? When you saw her when all of your shit started coming off the wall and coming out of the socket, that should have been your sign that you should go. I don't care what you say. Don't put your hands on me and don't put your hands on my stuff. Like, she shouldn't be acting like that in a perfect world, but it ain't a perfect world, and she is. Now, you gotta decide, bro. You gonna stick around and let her keep, man. That's expensive. I don't care what you say. $500 TV, $800 game, $60 for the debt. Like, man, that shit add up.
It was an argument. I think it was about me texting a coworker. Of course, in the military, you have to text females that you work with because it's the military.
Did you lose your mind over him texting a female coworker?
Yes, ma'am.
What was he saying to her that made you so angry?
Your Honor, Craig likes to flirt with other women. And he feels it's okay to flirt with other women long as he can get something out of it. Like, oh, well, baby, you don't have to pay for such and such, or you don't have to give me such and such. She will, because I'm flirting with her, and I don't have to do nothing with her. I just flirt with her. But I don't think that's right. You're married.
I don't think that's right. Even if you're not married, it's use people and make them feel like you want them in order to get them to pay for stuff. You don't do that, do you, Mr. Knight?
Well, Your Honor, I feel as though, like, you know, if I decide to, I'm not gonna use the word flirt, entertain someone, that, you know, it may be okay as long as they, like, give me incentive. Just like I tell her, you know, go get you a sugar daddy or something, so
raggedy.
you can bring some money back to the house.
Mr. Knight, that's raggedy from the word go.
He told his wife to get a sugar daddy. What kind of shit? What y'all got going on in the military?
Tired. You're playing with somebody else's feelings and you're playing it for money. That's it's just got a hint of pimp in it. It's unseemly. But do you tear stuff up about it?
Yeah.
You know about the stupid tax, right? Have you ever watched me before? Do you know what I'm about to tell you about the stupid tax? The stupid tax is what you pay when you tear up something you already bought because you're mad in that moment, and then you have to go pay whatever company A, B, and C who got billions of dollars twice for something you don't have.
Well, Your
That's
Honor.
the stupid tax.
I mean, you're right, but Your Honor, the TV, he broke the TV. Of course, he didn't tell you, but Mr. Knight posted a naked picture of me on Snapchat.
That's not true.
And yes, it is, Your Honor.
No, it's not.
And when I seen it, I didn't think he really posted it, and I didn't think he was really gonna post it. And when I seen it, I'm mad that he posted it. Like, that's me. I'm your wife. I'm your wife, and not even if I'm your wife, I'm somebody's
Did you
daughter.
do that?
I didn't do that, Your Honor.
Yeah, you did.
Your Honor, yes, he did.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you
Bro, give him the chamber if he did, bro. That's so disrespectful, bro. That's so disrespectful. That's low. That's low, bro. Yeah, man.
did. Nobody makes up a story that specific.
Yes, he did, Your Honor.
At the end of the day, the only thing that I got in the back of my mind is the number 23 flashing in neon signs. 23, 23, 23, playing like you're grown and adults and having children like you're grown, but you're still just 23. Having said that, I'm going to move on. I understand that your family does not like her, and her family doesn't like you, and I want to know why. Mr. Knight, am I accurate that your family does not like her?
That is accurate, Your Honor. Yes.
Why do they not like her?
Well, they also blame her for getting me kicked out of the military, and they don't like her attitude as well. So it's been multiple issues between her and my family, and I don't see anything.
When you say issues between her and her family, do they get into arguments? Do they fight?
Well,
what happens?
My family's not that, not that type of people to, get into argument or do anything like that. But, like, for example, when our daughter was born, was coming over our house every day, and Desiree wasn't having it. She always say, Craig, she doesn't need to come over like that. blah, blah, blah. And I
Did
just
you have
didn't
an issue
understand.
with his family member who wanted to come over every day after you had the baby?
Yes, ma'am, because I had a C-section. I was in pain. I didn't feel like myself. I didn't want to have a C-section, and I had to. So I'm like, you know, no one can help me, because he had to work. His family wasn't able to help me because they had to work, and I understand that. But when I want my time, I want my time. I had to deal with a newborn plus our 5-year-old all day by myself. Then your family want to come over, and, you know, I just didn't want to. I wanted to stay to myself for the first 8 weeks.
Didn't want anybody to come over at all?
Yes, because I didn't feel like myself. I just did not feel, I was in so much pain.
Don't you think that's helpful to have? Oh, take this baby for a minute so I can lay down.
That's his job. That's his job. And when he came home, he would want to play the game and stuff. I feel like his family shouldn't have to come over and help us. We had this baby together. We need to take care of this baby.
You got too many ideas about what should and should not happen. When you have a baby, when I had a baby, my mother came and parked, and I was like, happy to have her.
But no, you do this, and you gotta do this, and you gotta do that. Bro, that is the ladies, listen, man, all of that trying to play, we get it, we understand. This is your house. You make the shit run, you make it operate, you make it smell good, you make the energy and the aura right. We get all of that. We understand that, but you don't run everything. Oh, you eat this, you come here at this time. When you got to take what you can get. If at the time he not available because you got to work, then you got to work. In the beginning of the video, she said that she was getting on his ass because he didn't have a job, because she got him kicked out of the military, and then he do get a job, and then there's now, oh, you don't need a job. Like, man, which one? Which one?
Because, you know, I'm tired, and up all night, and baby, all this kind of stuff. She was there. She wanted to be there. You got to learn to use your relatives when you're supposed to.
Right.
And you don't have this picture of, it's just us, it's just us, it's not just you. You got a lot of attitude over there. You're breaking up things, you're hollering, you're carrying on. You can't see me for 8 weeks, I have to have the baby. Yeah, you one of those. I see you coming.
I'm glad you see
come
it.
near my son, I'd be mad at you too.
Facts.
And you on your 3rd kid now?
No, that's him. I didn't want another baby.
But you're a grown woman. If you don't want to have a baby, you do those things that preclude that. You don't just say okay.
No, Your Honor. I barely.
Shout out to the judge for holding her accountable, bro. A lot of the times, man, they just don't hold them accountable. She holding her accountable. You want baby number 3, right? Yeah, but it wasn't my idea. You a grown woman, right? Yeah, but it wasn't my. You can take whatever. Yeah, just be accountable for it. You wanted to have the baby. Y'all had the baby. Shit, you pregnant right now with another baby.
I want to have sex. I barely want to have sex. Mr. Knight, he wants to have sex all day, every day, and I'm just not with that. I breastfeed our daughter, and she's only 5 months. So at that time, I'm like, no, I don't want to deal with this. I don't want to do this. But for some reason, now all of a sudden, he wants to have sex every day, and then he blames me for getting pregnant. No, I don't feel like it's my fault. It's his fault. He wanted this. He came home one day, and he's like, oh, I want a son. I laughed at him.
Okay. I got a headache.
That's how she talked to him.
I want to stop. But you guys are suing one another as you leave, but I don't think you want to end it, do you?
No, absolutely
Well,
not.
hey, we're going to talk about all of that. What would you do if your partner wanted more kids, but you didn't? Share your opinion on Twitter and Instagram at Divorce Court. Divorce Court will be right back. Mr. Knight, you're suing her for $700 for the game system she broke and the 50-inch TV that you say she broke.
Correct.
She is countersuing you for $2,582 because she says because of your improprieties, they got evicted, and that's the cost of the eviction. I'm going to talk about that momentarily, but you're done. You're toast. You want to get the money and go.
Correct.
You want to save this relationship.
Smart.
Why do you think it can be saved?
Because we only been married for a year. I feel as though we didn't give it a fair chance when we first got married. We got married too soon.
What are you willing to do to make this relationship work?
I'm willing to change my attitude, and I feel as though I changed it a little bit lately. We don't argue as much lately. You know, I stay to myself now. So.
Yeah. You know, I just think you two are immature. And you weren't ready to get married. You're fooling around like you're a 17-year-old in high school, telling people this, that, and the other thing. You're not really coming correct, and you're loud and poppy and irritating. And you guys get in the same room and it doesn't work out. The only thing you can do with any facility is create life.
Did she keep it a beam, man? Shout out to the judge. That was raw. I was uncut. And a lot of the times, bro, we need to hear that. People don't really tell you, like, oh, I got a new girlfriend, I got a new boyfriend. Like, nah, I don't really think y'all need to be together. Shout out to the judge, man.
I'm not giving anybody any money for the following reasons. You two were in the household together. All of the stuff that you destroyed were your stuff to destroy together. There's no, when you're married, it's all your stuff. I looked at the paperwork for your eviction, and the judgment is against the both of you. So you're jointly and severally liable. So they can come after you for all of it. They can come after you for all and half of it. If I give you half of the money for give all the money he did, he could still be sued by the other person and have to pay them. So he's got to pay twice. Until that's been resolved, nobody's giving any money to anything, anybody. Otherwise, you were in it together. Let me tell you something. I don't care how much any dude wants to have sex with you. At the end of the day, you're going to want to end up pregnant. And if you don't want to have a baby, you make sure that doesn't happen. Let me tell this to you. It's not just her job not to have children. If you wanted to have children and she didn't want to have children, your obligation is not to have children, because you can't push a woman into that. You can't force a woman into that. You have to be on the same page with that altogether. You don't have the right to foist that on somebody like that. And if you did, shame on you. Y'all immature. You got 2 children. So I think you can go to a marriage counselor, but both of you have to grow up. And the only reason I want you to go counseling because you got 2 children. Even if you don't stay together, you have to deal with one another like 2 intelligent people, and I don't think you have the capacity to do that now. So there will be no recovery in this matter. It is so ordered.